Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. I tried that without any real punctuation. Anyway, we're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching on YouTube, or you're just new to the show, however you got here, we're super glad that you found us and are letting us be a little part of your day. So thanks for listening and watching. You'll also learn soon enough that we are not toy experts. Experts at almost nothing at all. But man, we sure like talking toys though.
Yep.
So we aren't going to get all the details right, and that's okay. It's okay, Corey.
It's okay.
It's okay. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Top of the morning to you. Throw a shrimp on the Barbie. By that, I mean like a smaller toy on top of Barbie.
Oh, risque.
Yeah.
On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, he's the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
That's right, Jason. Thunder Punch Aldrin here, reporting live from Cracktastic Plastic Studios, just to say, be all that you can be in the Army. Back to you, Jason.
Oh, next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spoody.
He's confused.
The hell was that?
I hated it.
It stinks.
And on drums, it's me. I'm Jason. I'm here to share my love of Transformers and all things awesome. Wow, that was awesome. But dudes, you know what else is? BBTS. What's that stand for, Corey?
Quick.
I know.
Big
don't want that
booty
answer.
titty skanks.
Close. Big Bad Toy Store. That's right. They're our new sponsor that we used to have until you said that.
They probably
You
like
should have known better when you
I
asked
know, but I love putting him on the spot. He loves it too.
Uh-huh. I also love big booby
And
titty
so be
skanks.
sure, because I know all you guys love BBTS. That's the Big Bad Toy Store. We have an affiliate link, and you can use it. It's bbts.cracktasticplastic.com. It takes you to the same Big Bad Toy Store you know and love, and using our affiliate link, it helps show them that we sent you there, and that's good for everybody. That's bbts.cracktasticplastic.com.
Has something to do with a horse.
Yeah, huh? What? We have a super interesting topic on today's show. Army building, or troop building, is when you collect multiples of a certain character or toy or amass an army of figures. Hoarding, no. It's different than that, and we're going to tell you how later. We're also going to visit a toy store that has toys in it, and that's going to be awesome. I know, right? Those are the best kind. Stick around later.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
It ain't right. That's all I know.
You've been off ever since Elgin
I loved it. That's my favorite one he's done so far.
confused you
Because he went
thoroughly.
all in, and if you're watching the video, he did the...
Yeah, he held
Oh, it
the
was so
headphones and everything.
so good.
Because this makes a difference in broadcasting.
It does, somehow. You can also follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all those things, all those fun links to the things that we do can be found on our website, cracktasticplastic.com.
Did you mention BBTS yet?
No, but I'm going to mention our other sponsor, toyhacks.com. So when you're out there on the interwebs, be sure to stop by their website, too. They got really cool stickers for everything. Old stuff, new stuff, things in the middle, stuff, all the stuff. They have 3D accurate printed rep guns and stuff.
Accessories.
Yeah, they have backdrops and things. Oh, man, you don't even know until you go there. That's toyhacks.com. But right now, let's talk about what toys we picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt. I'll do it.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, Corey, let's kick it off. You got a whole bunch of fun stuff. What did you find lately?
Lately? I don't know about lately. I got this in the mail today. All the stuff.
That's pretty lately.
All the stuff that I was hoping would show up for this segment didn't.
Perfect.
That's great.
This is Freedom. This is the Eagle. This is the original one with his original claw,
eagle.
And this is the 3D printed one that I got from eBay. Very, very obviously different.
What colors are those eagles there, Corey?
Brown.
And
They look like eagles. If you've never seen an eagle before,
well, there's many kinds of eagles.
it's a bald eagle.
Okay.
Yeah, those
It's a
clips.
shaved eagle.
Those clips definitely look different, but I suppose you don't really see it clipped on.
No.
What's the guy's name it goes on?
Spirit.
Spirit.
Just like the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh.
These are even the same color as the packaging.
But
Yeah.
the rest of the eagle looks great.
got his feet.
Where did you get said eagles from?
Spooty almost broke.
from my workbench.
Oh, I didn't. Didn't you
Yeah.
say you ordered them?
No, just
I wasn't paying attention.
just the feet, Elgin. That's
oh,
what
Oh,
Excellent.
I thought it was the whole bird.
if I talk in
That's
an
right.
announcer's voice,
maybe.
that's a Storm Shadow that I got in the mail a few days ago. His joints were super floppy. He was missing his left thumb, and all
It
that
all grew
and
back.
So I redid all that, and I
You
painted
always
him.
file down those that clip on the bird there.
Talons.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I got two of them. Like it was a 2-pack of the bird feet, and I'm gonna fiddle with shaving it around and making it a little more bird looking. Let's see everything.
So you
else.
added thumbs to Storm Shadow?
Just his left hand.
Oh.
Yeah, that thumb was broken off, so I found another arm that was broken that had a good thumb and cracked it off and shaved it and blended them and put them together.
Did you do a video of this?
I did not.
Perchance?
No,
Just wondering.
I did not.
Just curious.
I
The
internet
probably
was
will
wondering.
at some point, but it's like such a fiddly thing to do, and
True.
I'd probably I don't know.
You could do it as like a fast forward video and then just do a voiceover.
Because when he was explaining it,
Yeah.
I was getting bored
Yeah.
just hearing about
Yeah,
it.
I mean, and it
True.
doesn't look bad, but
It doesn't.
also
It looks
look-
great.
It looks like a thumb,
It really
Yeah.
does look good.
all fleshy and everything.
Like from
All thummy.
a foot away, you can't tell. If you're looking at it really close, you can. But if this is just hanging out on a display case, you can't tell that I put a thumb on there.
Do you feel okay about putting weapons in his hands, or you just try not to?
I don't put weapons in the hands of any of my GI Joes
Okay.
because
They're not certified, weapon certified.
yeah, no, they're not. They'd probably shoot themselves in the face.
Yep.
This is Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse. I got
Which
him.
was
I actually
awesome.
got him on tour, and I just never brought him because I forgot
Oh yeah,
about
that's right. You did.
him. And so that was.
Was that at Ollie's?
I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, I got that at Ollie's in Ohio, one of the Ohio towns. I don't remember which one. But yeah, he was a couple bucks at Ollie's, and I thought he was awesome, and I loved Danger Mouse when I was a kid. I got
Cartoon was awesome.
Steve Irwin. This is the look on his face. These are my thrift store finds. That's Steve Irwin. And if you look at him, he's a little bit gray, like he's been dead a while.
Aw.
And then I got Egon, also thrift store find to hunt Steve Irwin's ghost. And
he has. You can replace his battery, and he
Yeah,
can
you
talk.
can. So I can get all of the
From beyond the
No,
grave.
Don't stab me, fucking daddy. Look at it.
Look at
It's
that
a-
shader.
It's
Shades of
awesome that
beer.
he came with everything.
Yeah, that was actually still in the package, and
Oh.
I got it at Goodwill. But the package was like stepped on and ran over by a truck a few times and stuff.
That's a
so I
great
just opened
figure.
him. Yeah, I thought it was cool for $2 or $3 or whatever I got him for.
Crikey, that stingray's about to sting me.
That's what
Oh, it stung me.
That's the face he's making.
That's everything that I brought for this.
He just kind of pooped himself.
yeah, he did. And
Quick question: did you happen to wash him before you handed it to us all?
I don't know. He sat.
Oh,
so
great.
he sat in my truck for probably 6 months, baking in the
So
sun.
definitely have dysentery now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
No,
I
he
shouldn't have
sat. He
looked
sat
that,
in
I
the
guess.
sun and got
Dang it.
he got disinfected by nature.
Egon's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Egon is cool. Well,
He looks
from-
like Egon for those that don't know what Egon looks
Yeah, that's a Ghostbuster. If you don't know what Egon looks like, I'm not going to describe it to you. Go watch Ghostbusters, you troglodyte.
like. Or Ghost Brothers. either one.
Go watch Ghost Brothers. Any Ghostbusters
That's
movie.
the Plasma Series ones, the 6-inch ones.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Does Hasbro make
And I
those?
don't really collect. I don't
Yep.
collect any Ghostbuster stuff. I have that, and I have a painting of Vigo hanging out above my Harry Potter Lego castles.
That's
And-
a cool fig.
Yeah, that's everything that I brought for Thrill of the Hunt because Oh no, it's not. Oh no.
That was close.
I've saved the
Man.
best for last, and the only reason I brought this is a camera. I need one more, but it's the camera for the GI Joe headquarters, the 83 headquarters.
This was an accessory.
Yeah, it clips onto the edge. It's like the security camera or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And there's 2 of them. And the reason that I brought that, because it's not very interesting, is because it came in a box about the same size as this crate. No shit. Like, the dude sent it in a box that was like that little tiny thing that
Dang.
I would have been perfectly happy. And I even said it to him, like, dude, save yourself some shipping money and put it in an envelope. I'll pay for the stamp.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And
the,
he's
the
like,
crate
no.
being like 6 by 24
Yeah,
by
like,
6.
it's. I mean, it was a big
Wow.
box, like for this thing the size of my
It's
thumbnail.
like shoebox size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Bigger than a bread basket.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of bigger in a bread basket, Elgin, you're up next.
Oh, well, speaking of thrift stores,
Ooh.
Corey
too.
found these at Goodwill.
Goodwill.
These are some more
Goodwill.
starting lineup figures that on mint. I don't know if you want to call them mint on card.
I would.
They're
call
on
them that.
card.
New on
Crappy on card. let's say that.
Old on
Old on
card.
card.
There we
Yeah.
go. New, nope, not even new old
Oh,
stock. Old stock.
see, old on card.
Old unopened
For
stock.
that new YouTube series on
yeah,
Sundays.
exactly for the Sunday starting lineup series. So, there's Pedro Guerrero. He played for the Dodgers. If you care about that,
It's a figure. It's
it's
plastic.
yeah. He played in the infield, I think.
He's got a
Not
Dodgers
bad.
helmet on.
That
Yeah,
stuff
he's
I
a
don't know
dummy.
matters.
I've already seen him, and it's he doesn't care.
Mike Marshall
That's all true
also
stuff.
played for the Dodgers at some point in time in the 80s. I think the Pedro was a 88. Looks like this is probably also 88. Yeah, this is 88 for Mike Marshall, also a former Dodger. Kirk Gibson.
I love the look on his face, though. For some
Yeah,
reason.
they're all surprised.
Golly.
Yeah, golly.
Willikers.
Kirk Gibson. This is the 89 one. Famously hit that home run in the 88 World Series against the A's.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was limping around doing his little arm pumps.
Oh, yeah. Did he have his little bendy bat? Then
He could be
too?
Yeah,
making,
but
making
the
all
bat's
of
a
this
little
up.
bent. the bat is quite bent in that card there. Also, he played for the Tigers.
Was it corked?
No, he never played with the cork bat. That's you're thinking of Chris Sabo.
Because it's bent.
Yeah. And Steve
mind.
Sachs also played for the
I'm
Dodgers.
surprised that's a thing that you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famously, they named a syndrome after him, Steve Sachs syndrome, which is called the Yips. It's when you forget how to play baseball, and you just throw you try to throw Chuck Knobloch at it too, and you can't throw or
So
hit.
Does that?
It's a
Do you
real
have
thing.
to like know how to play baseball before you can do
Yes.
that? to get
So
that?
you
So if you're just bad at the
you're
beginning,
you're a professional, and then you forget how to play. You basically just forget how to play.
So
then you
basically,
can-
the entirety of the Royals every
Yeah,
year.
pretty
from,
much.
come on.
Like game 4.
But this is like you try to throw it. Let's say so he played like third base, so he tries to throw across the field to first base, and he just misses it. He throws it short, or he throws it the wrong direction, and he has no control of it.
Weird.
Yeah. It's called the Yips, but they also call it Steve Sax syndrome.
So
'Cause he was the first one to
Does
have
it
it.
affect your life in any other way other than just throwing a baseball?
It's really just
You
like
become
it's like
broke
it's like
'cause you
motor
can't
control.
play.
It's like motor control issues.
Weird.
It's yeah.
I've never heard of.
And he
Yips.
did get over it, but he just like he couldn't play baseball.
Weird.
Like it's like he forgot how to play baseball.
Weird.
Anyway, I don't know if you want to pass those around.
I want to see the Yips guy.
Yeah. And then this is '96. Paul O'Neill, who won a lot of World Series.
That's probably the nicest card.
Yeah. For the Yankees. He also played for the '90 Reds when they won the World Series, and then he got traded to the
Plastic's actually
Yankees
Clear.
and played on their '96, '98, all those World Series teams. He has like 6 World Series titles because he played for the Yankees during the '90s. And the Reds.
And you too can talk baseball with Elgin on
Yes.
Sundays.
Just send me a comment and I'll talk more baseball, sports ball. I picked up this another kind of. It's like an imperial figure. It's a crocodile, but also does a squeak.
yeah.
This was in Kansas City. I went down there this last weekend and went to the Retro Zone in the mall, Oak Park Mall. So this is kind of similar to those. It's an '85 toy.
Parked behind.
I don't know. Somebody's parked behind somebody.
It's not me.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, I'll continue talking toys.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Hey, this is weird.
So while I was still down in
You guys never stopped when I got up and left.
in Kansas City, Ethan we were basically just going through a loose box of toys, and then he found this Dilophosaurus, which is from the '93 Jurassic Park movie, and it's the one that shoots out poison at Dennis
Mustard.
Nedry. Yeah, the
Shoots
mustard.
mustard at 'em.
This one actually, it has a squirter on it.
Oh, you stick them in water.
Yep, and he sucks up
Nice.
water and shoots out
Or
water out of his
mustard.
mouth. Or mustard, yeah. I can have like 2 of them and then ketchup and mustard.
That'd be amazing.
More mustard for your hot dog?
That's
So
a
there's
beautiful
that.
idea. I like that idea. I'm gonna get some of those.
Yeah. And then I did another. Oh, I guess this was also from RetroZone. So Ethan found this, and he's like, "I'm getting this for you." I was like, "Cool. This is a Ninja Turtle Mouser,
Oh, nice.
from a vintage one that they had in their loose box." So never had one of those as a kid, but the Mouser actually stands for something. It's like
Oh, and it's a
mechanic-
W, isn't it?
it's I don't
I
know,
thought it was like
but it's like
MOWSER.
yeah,
I don't know.
but it's like a whole thing. Like I had to
Yeah,
look it up and like this is
They're in
crazy.
the video game a lot too.
yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I did on Motu Monday. I did another CGI figure unboxing. This one is Mosquitra, even though I think in the video I said Mosquitara because I thought that's what they said in the show. But she was in the 2nd season and a little bit in the 3rd season of
Pretty
the
sweet
show.
looking.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better looking figures too, paint wise and translucent wings and this red and white and black coloration to it. But it's basically their version of Mosquitor, but they call it Mosquitra, or I think I said Mosquitara in the video that I did. And it comes with a little blood action feature thing, so you can on her head there, and then it just launches if you do that. It'll launch out.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the action feature.
Is you just fling the figure and then
Yeah, exactly.
parts fall off?
Yeah. Why'd you give that to Corey?
I know. I regret it.
Hey, look,
Okay.
everybody. Never mind.
Yeah. This was the other thing. This Dilophosaurus spitting dinosaur.
It's ketchup or mustard
Yep.
dispenser.
Exactly. And then at Walmart, I found the next WW Superstars figure. from Wave 2. This is the Ultimate Warrior, dressed in his last match in WWF or WWE, however you want to think of it. It's basically the same thing, with his like brightly colored
ICP robe.
raincoat. Yeah, Insane Clown Posse robes. But this is what kind of most famously he was wearing in that match, that last quote unquote last match in that before he went over to WCW, I think.
Before he went to the dark side.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is now the third Ultimate Warrior that I have in an Origin model.
Is that all they've made, or is there a fourth? Like, there's only 3 Ultimate Warriors, right?
Well, there's in Wave 1 of the WWE Eternia line,
Uh-huh.
there was one, and then in like the next to last wave there was another one, and now they made this one.
Okay, so there's
So they've only made 3 in the Origin style of the 5.5 inch.
You weren't trying to say of the Ultimate Warriors that people that played Ultimate Warrior like it's 3. different
No,
people.
I just couldn't remember.
I think there's only one.
What?
There were a couple.
Were there?
Thought-
No, there's only one dude.
There's only one.
It's just one dude, but he's had different coloration of masks and whatnot, I believe. Like he used to tag team with Sting back in the day when they were like surfer guys.
Oh, right, yeah. And then they'd, like, sing Fields of Gold together. And
Exactly. Also at the corner store, I picked up this 82 Remco Demos figure.
Nice.
That I kind of kit bashed into a Keldor figure. This Demos is from the Lost World of the Warlord, which was a knockoff series that Remco made in the 80s, 5.5 inch. But he was basically naked. I got it for like $8. So then I was like, oh, I can add stuff
things
to
to
him.
him.
Add
you know.
all the things.
Yeah, so I added the Rise of Evil 2-packs, the Skeletor's cape and his harness, and then I gave him Koldar's sword, which is basically Triclops' sword, but repainted. And they kind of matched the silver of his boots and underwear with the silver sword and the purple and silver. I thought it looked great. Plus,
Yeah.
so it's based more on like the CGI version of Keldor, where he, instead of like the purple Keldor, which is what Skeletor is. So that's kind of what I'm basing it on. It's more of like the new series that came out, the kid series of that.
You and your muscly men.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting how
And how?
different
Yeah.
types of plastic have discolored differently.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like
It's
up
kind
here,
of,
up in his junk, you can see that
Yep.
his legs right by his scrot are still kind of the same color as chest and
and his
head.
taint is
Yeah.
slightly different. Anyway, so this
Taint's
is this
silver.
isn't really a new figure. I've had this. This is a Sting from the WWE Eternia line. He came out in like Wave 2, but I was watching some old WCW videos of him, and Sting was kind of one of my favorite figures in that WCW line, and this raincoat is basically the Undertaker's because Sting always had this raincoat because he was based off the Crow from that movie. I think Scott Hall told him like, "Hey, you should be the Crow," and so it's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Okay. Anyway, so I put this coat on him, and then I was like, "Well, Sting always had a bat. You know, he was always coming like rappelling down or something, but he had a bat with him." And I'm like, "I don't have a bat." So I was looking on Amazon. I'm like, "What? You know, those are kind of expensive." So I'm like, "You know what? I could probably make a bat."
Hey.
So I took a little dowel stick.
And you got your lathe.
And I got my bench grinder out.
Okay.
And I made
And now
and I
has an
painted
Etsy
it. And
store.
I painted but yeah. Visit my Etsy store. But I painted it black after because it was a black bat that he used all the time. But I used obviously 3 inches of a dowel and then shaved it down and sanded it down and made a tiny little wooden bat. I was really happy how it turned out. And it's like
It looked great. And now he can be part of your Sunday baseball pictures.
exactly.
So again, Elgin's Etsy store where you can learn how to make a bat, anything from a pallet, and how to put a salad in a jar.
Yeah, exactly. But I was really happy how it turned out, and it scaled perfectly with Sting here and everything, and it fits in his hand, and so now he's
Looks awesome.
ready to take on Hollywood Hulk Hogan in Wrestling Wednesday.
Shielding myself with a large piece of metal, I ran for cover under the tallest tree I could find.
The Wonder Bat.
That's a Simpsons reference
Yeah.
for our listener.
Yeah, for the one. I think that's Everything? Oh, did you see this Mauser I got?
Whoa, cool.
That was in Kansas City as well.
What? I was here the whole time.
I mean, I
no.
passed it to somebody else, and he didn't. Didn't get to you.
Jason made a face, and he was just like,
Anyway, that's
Cool.
all I have. Which is
All
a lot
right.
of stuff again.
Spudamus
"That's not
Maximus.
nearly as much as sometimes, though."
Yes. I got things.
Sweet.
I got. This is on sale. And on sale. It is the Galaxy Odyssey Collection Micron Micromasters. It's
Generation Selects.
Generation Selects. 6 little dudes. That
You got a 6-pack
I
of Transformers.
want that green car, by the way.
you mean it's the only one worth buying in there?
Yeah.
2 of those actually like combine, which is one of the things they used to do. The 2 yellow ones at the top left. And
You just
there's-
smash them together and they combine.
Yeah, they're like kind of a big tanky truck thing.
Are these their names? Or not?
Those are like the
Those are
different
just planets?
collections, like those. So there's like a Micron on there. That's this set.
Oh, okay.
I can't read what those say. From
That's
here,
fine.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Just
awesome.
curious.
And then I also got the Studio Series Junk Heap.
Junk Heap.
Is it Junk Heap? Yeah, Junk Heap.
Not Retgar.
Not Retgar,
Not Retgar, but looks
but
like Retgar.
pretty much
It looks-
Retgar.
Doesn't Rickar have like a Fu Manchu mustache?
Yeah, his face.
So
is
their
different.
names are right here. It's Danny, Donnie, Joey, Jordan, John, and Pat.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Those guys.
That's not. That's not what it says.
And do you like Junk Heap?
It's not bad. I thought I had scratched them, but apparently it's just like extra shit that's on it.
And it's brown.
And it's brown. Yeah,
So it could
Um,
be actual poop.
He's going to get pink eye.
probably. And then I also got a G1 Motormaster for like $10 on
Sweet.
the eBays.
And he's wearing roller skates.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
And so now I have one more to get. I need to break down still.
And then you'll have every G1
then-
ever.
No. And also then
Menasor.
yeah, for Menasor. He's a combiner. That's why he's all blocky. He's like the middle part.
Ah, okay.
The body.
I still need like the hands and the head and all that crap too. But
He's at the,
Plate.
yeah.
he's at the crotch.
And then at Cracktastic Plasticon,
What's that?
it's something at the place.
Okay.
It's where I sit around and eat donuts and play Transformers.
Heck yeah.
Um,
You should come to it.
It's
pretty much
a
what I've
really
done the
good
last
time,
3 of them,
guys.
so
November 5th coming up.
yeah.
And I show up.
Yeah.
And then
And,
2 minutes later, he leaves.
Yeah. I found this. I don't know what version. It's one of the movie versions.
It's like the third. It's the third version.
Is it? You don't know.
Big giant ass Optimus
One with
Prime.
the 2 swords that pop out on either side.
He's
they
a
look pretty
beast,
cool.
man.
And it was a pretty good deal. I don't remember how much, but
Where'd you get him from?
I think 30 from Spud.
yeah.
Something like that.
Spud's Emporium. Comics and
Now
games
open.
in
Mhm.
Ottumwa, Iowa.
Yeah. And
Ratchet and joints.
Oh.
yeah, it's a fun transformation.
Does it shoot anything?
God, those are almost rubber tires. They're not, but
And
they kind of are.
that's all I got this time.
He's like, okay, it's my turn. I can hand this off.
Oh no.
So yeah, things are cool. Let's see. So I was at Corner Collectibles too.
What? I didn't see you there.
I know. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's close to my house now. And
He was hiding behind
I,
the displays.
I was like, oh, I just found the perfect gift for Mike's birthday coming up. I got this Frank Zappa pop.
Does he like Frank Zappa?
And then I messaged Brandy, and she's like, yeah, he's already got that. I'm like, I got myself a new Frank Zappa pop.
great.
You could probably sell that for less than you paid for it.
No. Oh, I'm sure I could. I'm not gonna. But Frank Zappa's awesome.
Yeah.
And his American top hattie, I don't know.
He's like a bad version of a comedy person. I don't like Frank Zappa.
And then I
More of a
obviously,
dweezil.
I'm sure he's
Jesus.
very nice.
Also at the Corner Collectibles, I got a Roadbuster because I love NASCAR racing so much.
Mm-hmm.
I got this Roadbuster from the Dark of the Moon series.
Cool.
This gun doesn't stay in his hand very well, but
I should probably
Which is
glue
a
it.
cool figure.
it does a cool no, hold on, I can do it.
This could be
Somebody's
literally
living
any porn star from
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s.
Oh, that's cool. Like thing.
Yeah, he's a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
You're having
car.
a hard time saying junior.
Well,
aren't
this
ya?
was falling. You're handing that back, and
And junior's a hard word.
it is. So there's that.
Dale.
Words are hard sometimes.
So
Is this your first like NASCAR like figure?
What do you mean? I have an entire house full of cars.
yeah, Jason.
I mean, like NASCAR sponsored.
Jason loves NASCAR. You should see him turn left.
Yeah, I'm pretty good most of the time. I think it's.
I don't know if there's any other ones.
I don't think there are any.
It was like
other.
a Target car
Oh,
from like that series too, I think. But
Yeah, I don't think nothing.
it wasn't really like a NASCAR.
that's
race.
like
Sponsored,
that's like,
licensed
yeah,
by-
like obnoxiously
Yeah.
like it's a It's like a
That is a NASCAR car.
sponsored by AMP.
Then also with the new Velocitron Speedy 500, I got Road Rocket. She's a G2 figure and based on G2 and is the RC mold, and she's really cool. She has different gun things and energon weapons, and she has light piping for her eyes. It's just tough because her mask is like a metallic blue that's dark, but it just all looks black, and it's kind of hard to see. Oh, there you go. That won't.
Will that
Yeah.
work?
I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, she looks awesome. I can't too many things at once. Fuck all this.
I'm helping you.
And then yeah, she's awesome. I only have 2 more to get from the Velocitron set.
That
Very
are
excited.
out now.
That are out now.
And her name's Red Rocket.
Road
Well, I
no
mean, there's red, right?
what?
Yeah, that's Red Elgin.
Red Rocket. Road Rocket. Road Rocket. And then Spooty got me a present. It's a little Starscream clippy thingy.
Aw.
Isn't that cute?
Keeps your Doritos closed.
I know.
That's vintage, I'm guessing.
It looks
Yes.
it feels it, and I didn't have it, so
Sweet.
it's really exciting. Oh yeah, it says 1984 right on there.
Heck yeah.
Star-
See a
Starscream.
Starscream bag clip, buy a Starscream bag clip.
That's yeah, and I would have if I'd have seen it. I didn't know it existed. I
Yeah,
should
these-
have.
I mean, these are
there's-
similar to the
with
Motu
all your
ones.
Motu
It's
ones.
pretty rad.
There's like 4 or 5 different bag clips.
Well, that's the one that matters.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
Starscream? All right, guys, let's get into our topic at
Just
hand.
don't try to straighten that out.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
it'll probably break.
Yeah, Corey.
Corey's light
Don't
typing and
touch
looking.
I'm not
at
going
it.
to touch it.
Okay.
No. Don't let me have it.
Army building.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's a thing, huh?
Yeah.
I guess.
We
Well-
overthrowing the government.
I mean, Corey's
Podcast.
Corey's got it good because I mean his whole toy line it's based on the
Army
armed
building?
forces and like
Yeah.
it's inherently made to collect the same figures over and over and over again, and especially the vehicles too.
Yeah.
I love seeing your setup with just the army, and do you like that?
No.
Or do you hate that?
Is it because you have to buy lots of stuff?
No. So, I mean, I'm not okay. I'm not for army building.
Okay.
It really well, I mean, without getting too controversial.
This show is known for its hot takes.
We're never controversial.
I don't it annoys me. And I have
Is it
friends
just-
that do it and I don't want to piss them
'Cause
off,
you're
but
taking away from other people's.
it's just like it artificially inflates the price of stuff. Like these bats, these were not an uncommon figure. And they were not underproduced. They were not scarce at all, and they're still not scarce because lots of people have 100 bats. But because lots of people have 100 bats, it's hard to get a bat for less than $75 to $100. And I think it's
Shouldn't it be the opposite?
it just kind of like it overinflates the market for people who just want to get one. Like if someone wants to get one thing, like they basically have to just either shell it out or wait for the really good deal that pops up once a year, maybe. I mean, I have seen people sell a complete one for as little as 50, which is still a whole lot for a figure. But like even the black major ones, like the third party ones, people are asking $40, $35, $40, $50 for those too.
Dang.
And it's just
It's not because it's just a cool ass figure.
It is
with
a cool ass
lenticular
figure.
chest and all that.
It is a cool ass figure, but like that one, the Alley Viper, which I don't have an Alley Viper. I've been recollecting GI Joes for I don't know how many years now, and I still don't have an Alley Viper because you can't get one for less than $60. I mean, 3 years ago, you could get one for $35, and at that point, I just hadn't bought one yet, and now I haven't bought one because I, like many others, am sitting around waiting for that one time to come up where like maybe someone will have one for $35 and I can buy it. I have a black major one that I paid $20 for 4 years ago, and now people are asking $45 for those.
Dang.
But I mean, it's like the stuff I say that, but then I also like army build. So
Yes, you do.
but I don't army build all that stuff. Like I have like here's Frostbite with Lowlight's head. I have about I don't know.
Thought he looked different.
I have about 15 Frostbite figures with different heads on them for a winter team. But I'm done now. Like I've bought all of the Frostbite figures that I'm going to buy, and I have 2 different. That's Iceberg, and that's Iceberg with Beachhead's head on it.
But that green makes it work.
Yeah, his green head with the green wintry type stuff. I think it worked really well, which is the reason I got a second Iceberg figure. But I only have 2 of those. And then the other one that I guess I army build is the Lowlight figure, which this is Lowlight with Crankcase's head, and I think a Snow Serpent helmet that I colored the goggles red. And I have like 6 of those, maybe 8 of those. But that's it. That's the most of those that I'm gonna get, and that's just because I can't afford Night Force figures, and I'm not gonna buy Night Force figures. And I thought, well, I'll make my own kind of custom Night Force stuff, which I've talked about 100 times. So I mean, yeah, I mean army building, I get it. Like it looks really cool to have 100 troopers. You know, like this is the main ones that people army build are this guy and the bat that we already saw. That's just a
makes
83
sense.
trooper.
Yeah.
This is the 86 Viper, and here's the
So cool looking.
same mold in a different color with a floppy ass head. And then here's some black major versions of the Cobra Troopers that are, you know, kind of the same mold but different colors, like a lighter blue. And I've got, you know, like Crimson Guard. This is another one that people army build because it's the Crimson
a
Guard.
guard,
dude.
yeah.
There's a bunch of them. They were
Just saying the same words.
commanded by Tomax and Zaymot, the twins. And then I brought, like, I mean, people army build other stuff, but they're not as popular to army build yet, and so they're still a little more reasonable to buy, but everything's going up in price. I mean, G.I. Joe prices are actually kind of starting to stabilize and even come down a little bit. Like, yeah, I mean, like I said, these bats, I'm seeing them for around 75 now, and last year they were easily, people were getting 100 plus out of them.
Yikes.
This is a Frag Viper. People army build him a little bit. Other ones like Heat Viper, the bazooka dude, but there aren't, like, unless you want a kit bash like I do, there really weren't any Joe figures that you could army build, like on the good guys side. So it definitely looks cool.
Yeah, Jeremy Samples, the way he has his stuff lined
He's
up.
got
is cool.
he's got an alley, like he army builds Alley Vipers. That's like his favorite Cobra figure ever, and so yeah, he army builds those, and I've tried to talk him out of one, like sell me one of those, and he's like, no.
But when you do see them all lined up
It looks
in
cool.
rank formation and all that,
It definitely
it's
looks
really cool.
So I mean, I have an opinion about
Really
it, but
helps
it's
the
a little
dioramas
bit
and
like,
the-
yeah.
Yeah.
What about vehicles? I mean, you have a whole squadron of jets.
I
now,
have a
so-
bunch of Sky Strikers, but they're all different.
Sure, but it's for your army building.
I mean,
They have to fly somewhere.
yeah.
That's right.
But I mean, they're all different versions. Like, you know, okay, so like the Viper, I have more than one Viper, and by that I mean I have 2 of these. So that's not really an army.
Sure.
Um,
You haven't bought multiple vehicles, the same vehicle?
I have 2 Snowcats,
Mm-hmm.
because we were on tour and the second one was really cheap,
Yeah.
and it looks nice on the shelf with 2. But I don't really think that's army building. That's just
Yeah.
2. The most that I have of one vehicle is probably Sky Strikers, but that's
Different.
a modern and I have one modern. I have 2 moderns, but one of the moderns was a shell that I picked up for $10. So I have one complete modern, and then the Jetfire one, and 2 vintage ones, and I'm probably going to sell one of the vintage ones to get.
She'll be customized in, and they're
Yeah.
all to be different.
So
Is there a G.I. Joe figure that's like a standard, besides the grunt, that's like a standard, just a soldier, that's not like a
named.
specialized, they like for the Cobra officers or Cobra soldiers. Like
no.
okay,
They're a character.
Yeah, they're all like
yeah,
characters.
they're
you
all
know?
separate characters. The
Just
only thing that
grunt.
Yeah.
that I can think of that would even be close is like that figure that you got me for Christmas last year, the one that was like also a keychain.
right.
They
right.
came out with those in like the early mid 90s.
Mhm.
There's like the Action Soldier, Action Marine, and they're all
just generic.
yeah, they're 3 3/4 versions of the original Joes, like Action Marine, Action Soldier, Action
Right.
Pilot. There's several of them, but like that's the only ones that I can think of. But then like they start, if you army build those, you know, like they all have the same face, and so it starts to look a little silly.
I mean, unless you had like a clone army, like
Yeah,
Star Wars or something.
yeah, but like people
Yeah, the
also
Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Just a classic troop builder for sure.
Sure, definitely. Like people also like with GI Joes, people also like army build one specific character. Like, well, we'll bring up Jeremy again. I know Jeremy has like several Chuckles action figures, and it's just because he really likes Chuckles.
They
so
say
he-
it's not that it's army building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
I have a lot of
'cause
battle cats. I wouldn't consider that.
but they're all different versions.
a
You don't have
a
16
herd
of
of
the-
a herd
yeah.
of cats, you know, or something.
You don't have
But
16
multiples of one
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah.
But
like,
he's doing it because he loves the character.
yeah,
It's
he
not
loves the
that
character,
he's
and it's not like Chuckles is an expensive character.
It's
I mean,
not
like I said, you
a
know, none
character
of these
with multiples.
None of these figures are uncommon. Like, you don't get into uncommon figures until you get into exclusives, like the Night Force stuff with Toys R Us. Like, anything that was released through Toys R Us, there was a limited run of them, and so they're way more expensive. But, like, stuff like that, I mean, it doesn't super hurt my feelings, but it definitely changes the way that the market behaves. Because, especially with things where people buy hundreds of them, you know, like someone's got,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know. I'm
When those Eternian guards in Motu came out, they were like a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive.
yeah.
But then they started releasing them in that store, the big lots. They started during Christmas time. They started like
Mm-hmm.
releasing them there for some reason. No explanation of why, but they just did. And so I would see people on Instagram with they're like, yeah, so if you get this app, the Big Lots app, and then use the receipt, and then you can just buy and then use the receipt as a rebate and then buy more. So the guy had like 10 or 12 Eternian guards,
Uh-huh.
which makes, I mean, they're
There's
like,
a few Motu characters
Yeah,
that can be army
you
built.
can, and
sure.
especially with them because they have a mask covering their face.
Yeah.
It's basically like a Man-at-Arms character, but with a covering of their
generic guy.
just a generic guard. That's, I mean, for the heroic warriors, that's probably the best option you have for, you know, because you could have a Castle Grayskull full of guards or something
Yeah.
like that. The other one would be a Horde Trooper, which just came out, and they're just a silver robot character that it was in the vintage one as well, but you could, you know, build those as well, you know, have a ton of them, because when on the show they had in She-Ra, they had a bunch of Horde troopers. That's what Hordak had. He'd send them out to the town and try to beat up rebels and stuff like that. But those are really the only two you would really want to, from my perspective, would want to build army build. I don't really army build anything. I think I have 2 guards only because Jason got one for me, and then if Amanda got one for me as well. So
it'll
it's
look cool with one on either side of the Castle Grayskull gate.
Yeah, and they're currently sitting on top of Castle Grayskull on the guns. So
and if they were peg warming right now, you would probably get a couple more.
Sure. Yeah,
Same
if they
with
were
the Horde troopers,
clearance,
which I know you got a couple.
They just delivered those. I haven't opened them up or anything, but I ended up picking up 2 of them just so I could have 2 next to Hordak, on each side, flanking him basically.
Yeah,
and that's about the extent of my army building is having two. Yeah. It's because it's so much money. First off,
yeah,
and there's a thing of just getting doubles of the same thing. It's I like having, with different lines, different versions of the same thing is a little different, I guess, than our actual army building. But that's more interesting to me than just having the exact same thing in multiples, Unless I had someplace to display them with troop, lining them up, rank and file of Eternian guards or something like that would be a little more interesting. But for me, it's not. And for, I don't know, Motu stuff, there's not really a lot of that, I guess.
Yeah, not really, is there?
Yeah.
Well, Spood, I know there's definitely some in Transformers. I see you digging around on the shelves now, but
yeah, those 2 dudes.
They're both the same guy, just different versions. But Scourge or the Sweeps.
Yeah.
Which now there's actually the Sweep with and a Scourge that are pretty much the same.
Yeah. But, and there's some toy guys that just buy all them sweeps, just tons and tons and tons.
I almost bought another one.
I have almost 2. If I find it on clearance, I might get a second one. But
there's the Insecticons.
The Insecticons is one that I do. I have extra. They're all vintage ones because they're cheap and small, and I find them at garage sales all the time.
Yeah.
So I have 3 in robot mode, and then just a bunch of little guys. Because there's a few episodes on the original cartoon where there's just a horde,
swarm of them.
Swarm, that's the word, of Insecticons going crazy. So that's kind of neat.
Speaking of that, just reminded me, I could technically start army building Buzz Off because there's a whole insect, the Andrians, I think is what they're called. They live in a giant hive. I've been watching the 2000X series lately, and they basically just they live in a giant hive, and then they instead of farming honey, they farm ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
The food of the gods.
Sounds yummy.
There's also Gnaw.
Yep, Gnaw's another big one. The Sharkticons from the movie.
I thought it was Gnaw Girl.
Nah, girl. I definitely got a handful of those. I want to get some more, but because I have a shelf that's an 86 movie shelf.
Right.
So
it's really the only reason to buy that one black, I can't remember, some Buzzworthy Bumblebee version of, it's like Hot Rod, but it's black. But it comes with 3 of the little Sharkticon guys.
And I had one more on my list that I don't army build, but same kind of situation as the Insecticons where they're plentiful. I find them at garage sales all the time. It's the Constructicons. So I'll have my Devastator. I'll have a few in robot mode, but they're fun to just have little construction vehicles around to, I don't know.
They're cheap until you try to find one of them in particular.
Right.
You can never.
What are we considering having in an army of figures, a number? What's a number that you guys would say would be I have this many and that's an army? Because we're saying a lot of 2 and 3.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean,
what about 5?
That's what I'm asking. I'm I don't know what's your guys' definition of.
I think it's
having an army?
your intent. If you plan on keep getting them.
Yeah, for me, I would say
Dozen.
I would say if you have more than 10 of them, there's like there's no reason to have more than 10 of them. Like, because
Well,
like
right.
I have that's about how many
You
of
said
the
2 or 3.
like
Yeah.
if you go to the like if you look at our Thrill of the our Talkin' Toys segment, like the picture that we posted for this, I have an army, quote unquote, of about 10, maybe between 10 and 15 Frostbite / iceberg figures.
Winter Patrol.
And on a shelf with that many, that looks great. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
100 is just like it's just taking up a bunch of space, and it doesn't make it. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just bad. But it's just a lot of space. Like 100 figures is going to take up this much space on a shelf.
For you.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah. I wish the Army build G.I. Joes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's I would say if you have more than like 10, maybe 20 is like, because that'd be like, okay, like 4 rows of 5 isn't I suppose overdoing it, but like 5 rows of 4 is stupid.
semantics.
So I thought of another kind of one for Transformers, and that's the Seekers.
Oh
Yeah.
Because there's a few episodes where there's just a lot of them.
What about
Yeah.
those drone guys?
DC's Army drone
Yeah.
and
a lot of people
Sparkless
do
Bot.
the Twin Twist and those jump starters.
These guys up here,
Oh yeah.
Twin Twist, Top Spin.
Yeah,
Top
I feel
Spin
like
Twin
with the newer Transformers stuff, there have definitely been some releases that would make army building more easy for people, like with the DC's Army drone and the sweeps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot more than the vintage stuff, probably.
And the sweep's like $30. Which is
Yeah.
the big downside with him.
Yeah,
I was
It's
trying to
kinda
look
big.
up numbers of like a squad is like 6 to 10 soldiers,
yeah,
and a platoon is like 18 to 50.
yeah.
So it could be a number of 3 or 4 squads, or like if you want a platoon of
Yeah,
something.
of 20.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll cut
Can
it
an
off at
army
20.
build
You're allowed to
Orcos?
build 20.
Get an army
That's
bid
it.
Orcos.
Yeah.
Well, that means I need one more of these Viacons here. I got 5 of them. You can see them.
Yeah.
They're from the
Just need 5 more.
Prime show.
Yeah,
Okay.
And they're that generic character that gets killed off, all the time. Just the expendable character. And
and are these ones that have you bought all these new, or have you found them in different places?
these all come from that lot I got from Turnip.
Oh, okay.
So Turnip
So
actually
Turnip
army
was
built it.
hoarding them.
Yes, he was. I know. And when I'm going through the lot, I'm like, another one? What? Another one? Is this? Are they the same?
They're so
Turnip.
expendable, he forgot he bought one.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
probably what happened.
There is one, I always forget about this, but the Final Faction line would probably be the easiest
Yeah.
to army
Yeah.
Because they're so cheap.
$1 piece.
because they're $1.25.
Oh,
and, but the Karn especially, because you can just get a bunch of drones. There's
Yeah.
a figure called Drone, and there's some other ones like. So you could just army build because they have a general and
Yeah.
they have a bounty hunter. But yeah, you could all the 3 main guys, like the drone and the synthoid and the whatever the other one is, like they could all be army because they are on the show. And then you can probably, and even they have a perimeter defense, things that like shoot little missiles. You could have a bunch of those around, so you could have a bunch of missile launchers, so you could army build that, I guess, if you wanted to. Even the vehicles, they're all generic. It's a generic vehicle, so they could have like
Yeah.
a bunch of Jeeps, lined up with figures and different assemblies.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the Karn version of it. You could just the 3 main bad guys. You could do that. So.
I think I get less annoyed by army building vehicles than I do actual troops, because like it drives the price of a single figure up to more expensive than the vehicle that he came with or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like the Snowcats, like I said, I have 2 of them, and I paid $30 a piece for them, and they're both complete. And so yeah, anytime I see a Snowcat, if I see a Snowcat and it's $30 or less, I'm probably gonna buy it because that's cheap. But on the other hand, like, I also kind of feel like, well, what if someone else doesn't have it? Maybe I should just leave it for the next dude.
Sure.
But then is the next dude just going to be army building him? So I get
So
very...
you have to buy it.
I know. So
obviously.
I do get very conflicted over stuff like this.
Yeah.
And but I think mostly I just get annoyed by like people because it's not to me like it's worse than just army building if you've got 100 of the same figure. It's
There's a straight up problem, maybe.
it's
Not
hoarding. It's
Oh, yeah.
hoarding. I apologize to anybody who is offended by me calling you a hoarder, you hoarders.
Speaking of vehicles, it just reminded me I could probably do that with the Road Ripper,
Yeah.
which is like the green
Oh, yeah.
motorcycle thing. I think Jason picked one up for me one time. It's like a 3-wheeled, basically motorcycle, and those are cheap. You can mostly because they're missing the ripcord to make them go, and the belt to keep the figure on. So
Which you have that stuff, right?
yeah, I had to make a peg for the belt.
Oh.
But I found another one because it had the ripcord, so I bought that one. So I technically have 2 of them.
But yeah, whatever, because it's an almost 40-year-old thing.
Yeah.
And it's functional now.
It does work. You
displays
can
good.
you can still, they don't fall off of them
Yeah.
really, but yeah, you could have like a bunch of them as like a bike gang or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You made me think of another one I have too, is from saying drone, tank drone or tank ore from Beast Machines and Universe. I probably got 4 or 5 or 6 of them too.
Yeah.
They make makes a fun little display. I don't know, for those display reasons, it's nice.
I probably have like 4 or 5 HISS tanks too, but they're all different versions.
Yeah.
Red, black, blue, and something else. Vintage and modern, and yeah.
It's an interesting way to collect toys.
Yeah.
It's a style, it's a neat theme, it's a neat thing to do.
Can you army build Kessel Grayskulls?
No.
Because I have like 3 of them now.
Yeah, but they're all different.
It's not the same one. Buying the same exact
yeah.
figure over and over and over again.
Having different versions of the same thing is not army building.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't, even though technically I suppose it is, but I wouldn't say that Larry army builds Miss Piggy.
No,
but
No, yeah, true.
there's definitely a lot of Miss Piggy in his toy room.
Yes, there is. Oh my. Well, yeah, if you haven't tried it, maybe give it a try. Pick one of them generic characters in your favorite toy line you like and buy 2 or 3
just
or
go
4 and
buy 30 Final Faction figures for
for
$10, whatever it is.
Yeah.
$40.
I mean, you get on DollarTree.com and just
Yeah.
buy a case of them.
Yeah, because they only sell them by the case online.
But you
So-
can buy a
Because you
case.
look,
You can-
you crazy person.
Yeah, of course. They
Yeah.
only sell them because I wanted to get a new figure, but they only sell them in the case.
Yeah,
So you
but
buy,
the
like-
case is less expensive than
Probably.
a single a single transformer or whatever. So yeah, you want to fill your shelf up with a generic figure, get on Dollar Tree and order a case, and
Try
there
it.
go.
You might like
you
it.
can repaint them. You can do a bunch
Yeah,
of stuff.
you can cut them into
Is-
little
is
pieces
their case
for like
the same figure?
yeah.
Yeah, you can get a case of the same figure for like nothing really. I mean, it's literally pretty cheap.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to learn all about our podcast network.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Oh, man, that sounds like a really cool website. I'm going to go check that out later.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to get in the van. Here's Elgin.
All right. Today's store that we're going to is called I Had That. That's a different store than the other store that we talked about called Had That. This one is I Had That.
Completely different.
Totally different area even, like across the country. It's at 116 East Main Street in Belleville, Illinois, which is about 30 minutes east of St. Louis. Kind of near some other ones that we've mentioned before. It has Motu, Ninja Turtles, Mask, Spawn, Star Wars, etc. And apparently the owner is also a paranormal investigator. This is all according to the Toy Store Guide website. It looks like a pretty clean store from the pictures, and Yeah, I mean, close proximity to St. Louis, which has a bunch of other stores. So
Yeah, not too far from us. Let's go get it dirty.
Yeah. I
He
had
said
that.
it was clean, so
Let's
we would fix that.
dirty it up.
I'm gonna go lick the doorknobs.
Okay, gross.
It's called I Had That at 116 East Main Street, Belleville, Illinois.
Awesome. Let's add that next time we're on tour, fellas.
yeah.
All right, guess who's next? It's Corey. Talking Toys.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Hi, Corey.
Hendo. That's this dude's name. I don't know if that's his real name or not, but on Facebook he's known as Hendo. He says Joes are individuals, but Cobra, they're the Legion. And then he posted a couple of pictures of his quote-unquote army, which I find an acceptable amount of about 10 figures each or less. Thank you, Hendo. Turnip says, hardly never, except for the times that I always do. Turnip is
A liar.
like Turnip's like smart, right? He's
Yeah.
smart and nerdy.
Smart
and
kid.
probably shouldn't use double negatives.
I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
He's that smart.
He's that smart. Brandon, whoever Brandon is, Brandon Michael Ellingson, Brandon was
Who
on,
was
the
on our show,
a few
yes.
episodes ago. He's just got a picture.
Oh,
He
my
didn't say
goodness.
anything, but he's just got a picture of a bunch of Star Wars crap. Tad Good says, what? No, it's all right. Sorry. Star Wars shit. Star Wars troops. Star Wars.
We've been to his toy museum, and it's
I have not yet.
impressive.
We
I
should
have
go.
not
Is-
yet.
We should go. It's
I've heard it's impressive.
Stormtroopers.
Let's see. Tad says, I love Army. No.
He goes into great detail, as always.
Yeah, Tad goes into great detail. He says, let's see. Cracktastic Plastic replied to Turnip and said, I don't always Army build, but when I do, it's always.
I found that meme and I was like,
Oh, that was
Look,
you.
'cause
That
he-
was Elgin.
he posted that. I'm like, the first thing I thought of was the most interesting man.
Mhm.
So then I found that meme and then wrote that in there and then posted it to him. Because I'm
When
like,
he
if you're gonna say things like that,
Yeah,
you're
when
gonna
he
get memed.
says things like I always, don't, never, always,
Yeah.
hardly, never,
Why did
ever,
Corey
always.
read your comment?
I don't know.
Uncle Snorky, hi Uncle Snorky. He says, Uncle Snorky says, as a kid, my mom was pretty cool. Let's see, over here on Twitter. No, I'm just kidding.
There has to be more.
As a
Mine
kid,
too.
my mom was pretty cool about letting us get a new figure when we went to the store. Spoiled, but army building was a foreign concept to me until I was an adult. I probably could have gotten away with it, but my mom would sometimes ask, don't you already have that one? I knew I had a good thing going, getting a new Star Wars guy when we went to Kmart, so I decided not to push it. As an adult with my own action figure budget, hex yeah, I like a good army builder. I have an embarrassing number of clone troopers I'm set to display someday. Let's see. Tyler Nunchuck on Twitter at Tyler Nunchuck. He says, "I need more snow jobs." Don't we all, Tyler? Don't we all? That's. But he was replying to the pictures of. I mean, there's a couple of snow jobs up there. Anyway, I believe that's it from our Talkin' Toys segment for this week.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for leaving those comments.
Before
We love hearing
we
from
go,
you. Uh-huh.
I'm not giving you anything this week.
Oh, boo.
No,
New
but
segment
Get out.
sucks.
earlier you there's always the Toy Hacks plug, right?
Right.
Because
Yes.
Toy Hacks is awesome. The thing that we forget to say often is that we have a caption contest every month for $5 off.
A $5 coupon.
A $5 coupon code that you can use at the Toy Hacks website. I think we've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning again to check out the beginning of every month. We post a new caption contest, and you're all invited to partake. You can find those
Make
on
it funny.
Facebook and Twitter and
Appeal to our funny bones.
Instagram, and yeah, if we pick you, it's worth $5. $5, and I don't have to tell you that that's 4 more than 1.
That's true.
Math.
The
Who
end.
would have thought?
Maybe I should have paid attention.
Were
Were there more
Spoody's giving
things,
us a look.
Corey? Was that it?
I don't know. What? What did
This is your
did I say
segment.
You interrupted the show to tell us.
well, because I felt
No,
that
it's
it was
great.
important. It was important. I
just
felt
really dwindled off there at the end. I don't know what happened.
I'm tired. I'm just really tired.
That's Spoody's line.
Yeah, you can't steal that. You can't become him.
I'm fine.
Well,
I
thank
joined.
You, thank you, Corey. The caption contest is a fun, awesome thing that we do, and it's great of Toy Hacks to give us coupons to give away.
Yeah.
And I know I love reading everybody's funny ass comments. So you can find it everywhere on our social media.
We want
post them
more.
all. We do want
We
more.
want more.
More funny. Entertain us.
Yeah. Dance monkey.
Bring in the jester.
Yeah, and while you're out on the internet, we love Apple podcast reviews too. That's easy,
Hey,
right?
yeah, do that.
5 stars only.
Yeah, let's plug all that stuff. What else
stars
is
on
there?
But the main thing is stop by our Patreon page. We'd love
Yeah.
you to check out, because what we have mentioned is the big perk is awesome, and you just can't imagine how awesome it is until you're in the club, until you're in the chat with these yahoos about how fun it is. So that's on our Patreon page. For $5 you can get.
it's mostly political.
No. I mean, you get access to episodes and stuff early,
It's entirely inappropriate.
and but
You also get to talk to the other Patreon. It's not just talking to us. It's talking to the other patrons and Tony.
and yes, you get to be in a group chat with us and the other patrons, and it's a whole lot of fun.
And Tony.
And that Tony kid. But yeah, you can find that at patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. All right, guys, that's it. We did it.
Sweet.
Let's get Corey to bed.
He's tired.
He's so tired.
It's 7:30.
Oh God. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Later.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.